Hello, this is Erica and I'm a biology student at the University of Texas at Austin, and this is a video response to Collaborative Math's challenge number 2. The question was, which four-digit numbers are flipped when multiplied by 4? So what we mean by flipped is that, as in the example that he gave us, he said that 1089 times 9 is 9801. So you can see that these numbers are the same. So it's a mirror image of the numbers. In this video, I will explain the thought process that I went through to get the answer for this question. And first, I started by making a plan. More than starting to write, I figured that it would save me time and that it would be better to start a problem having a plan than just starting to write and then not get anywhere. So first, I thought about the most basic thing about a four-digit number multiplied by 4. That would be a mirror image of each other. So I started with 1001 times 4, which would give me 4004. So here I see that these numbers affect the behavior of these numbers. And then if I use 2002 times 4, it would be 8008. And then just to check which would be the greatest number that I could use, and it would still be four-digit number, I used 3003 times 4, and that would be 12,012. So I know that I have to stop there because this is not a four-digit number anymore. So I know it has to be in the 2000s, so I will work with that number. I will start with this number and then try to find the number that we're looking for. So we have 2002 times 4 is 8008. So now I stop here and I think about where I'm going and where I need to go from here. I see that in order for these numbers to be flipped, this 2 and this 8, they have to be the same number, and that this one and this one have to be the same number. So we know that this 2 has to be here because of what we said up here, so we have to make this a 2. So then we would have a 2, and then this 8 and this 2 have to be also the same number, but this 8 has to be here because when we multiply by 4, this 2 is what determines this 8. So we would have an 8 down here, and then this 8 just stays here, and then this 2 just comes down. And now I started setting up my problem. So we know a 2 and an 8 will be in the number that we're trying to find, and we're missing the numbers in the middle. Then times 4, and we know that the answer will be in this form. So we have an 8 and a 2, and we're missing 2 numbers. From here, I had to stop again and start thinking again about what I'm gonna do next. So I figured that we need what number do we get when we multiply 4 times 8 and it ends in a 2, or it contains a 2. So the number would be 4 times 8 would be 32, and we have a 3 up there and a 2 right here. And then I know that this number has to be the same as this number, and this number has to be the same as this number. So I know that this number can be so big that it will have a number that will be on top of the 2. So it needs to be a small number. And the number that we can try that won't be bigger than 10, that the result won't be bigger than 10, would be 4 times 1 or 4 times 2. So we can try 1 first. So we put a 1 here. And this has to be the same as this. So we put a 1 here. So what number, when multiplied by 4 and added 3, would have a 1? And that number would be 7, because 4 times 7 is 28, plus 3 is 31. So that would be 7. So 4 times 7 is 28, plus 3 is 31. And now 4 times 1 is 4, plus 3, it's 7. So here we can see that the result we got would be 2178 times 4 is equal to 8712. And they in fact are flipped numbers. 8, 8, 7, 7, 1, 1, 2, and 2. And that is how I solved this problem. And I hope you enjoyed it and you learned something from this.